This is Triplet.
This is Triplet.
This is Triplet.
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 Hi, I'm John, and I am not a student in student choir. Instead, I'm a director of student choir. Over the years, one of the things I've learned is that it can be challenging to communicate well with students outside of the student choir rehearsal experience. So here are 3 tools that I use to communicate every single week. 1, remind.com. One of the best tools that I've found for communicating with my student choir is the website remind.com that also has a companion app for iPhone and Android devices as well. One of the neat parts about Remind is that all of my students in student choir can sign up via text message for my reminders and for my alerts, and then I can schedule those one time at the beginning of the week, and they go out throughout the entire week, and I don't have to think about it again. So for me, I schedule a reminder about rehearsal on Sunday afternoons. On Monday morning, I schedule a prayer that goes out to them right before they get to school and just reminds them that I'm praying for them. On Wednesdays, I tweet out the hashtag words from rehearsal, and I use just a little snippet of music, a little snippet of text from the rehearsal that they just had. The hope is that they'll connect the words that we've practiced on Sunday with their life on Wednesday and beyond. One of the other great features about this app is the ability to communicate with a student one-on-one in a safe way. So the way that Remind allows me to do that is through the app I can have a conversation one-on-one with the student, but it's all saved online, so there's no liability issues. Another great thing about Remind is to be able to have group conversations. So I can add a group of people to a conversation, and we can all talk about a particular topic. I do this a lot with our officer team for our student choir. Another great option is to set up an adult sponsor group for mission tour or for your choir tour so that you can send reminders to adults or information to adults as well as students. But for choir tour, Remind is a great resource as well. 2, Hootsuite. Hootsuite or programs like it are like a dashboard for social media stuff. So for Hootsuite or other programs that are similar, you can add different accounts to Hootsuite like Facebook or Twitter or MySpace if you still have that, or LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever kind of social media platforms you may be using for student choirs or other things. You drag them into this dashboard, and then like other programs, you can schedule reminders and schedule updates one time, and then they go out automatically throughout the week. This is really, really helpful for thinking ahead about reminders for rehearsals or for upcoming events or for sharing pictures or videos or other things. Because you can schedule them ahead of time, you can devote a certain amount of time to the project and then put it away, and you know for sure that the project is done. 3, reminders on my iPhone. This is one of the tools that I use all of the time for things way beyond student choir, but it is so helpful for student choir. So one of the great resources is just the simple Remind Me About feature that's built into every iPhone. So for me, while I use the program for remembering to get milk when I leave the office before I go home or those sorts of things, I also use it for follow-ups for students. So take, for example, Sally. Sally's having surgery in 2 weeks on her knee, and I know that. Well, instead of me trying to remember that, I'll just ask my phone to remind me to follow up with Sally about her knee in 2 weeks. And then right when I need it, that information pops up. This is also a great resource for remembering to pray for a student. So it's very simple to tell your phone or to put on your phone, remind me to pray for Bobby every week on Monday, or remind me to greet students by name at the beginning of rehearsal 10 minutes before rehearsal starts. That reminder pops up exactly when I need it, and I can get out of my office and go and shake hands and enjoy the company of students. It helps me to invest in students in a personal way rather than just a generic way. And that's 3 tools I use to communicate with my student choir every week.